Right now, the NBA has a lot of great young NBA players with promising potential. And today, we're going to be doing a ranking video. Today, we're going to be ranking the top 10 teams with the best young cores. Now, if you want to be considered a young core, there are two main rules you have to pass. Let's see them. So, there are two main rules to be considered in your team's core. Number one is you have to be under 25. So, I don't mean if you're 25, it doesn't count. Under 25, so 24 or younger. And number two, you have to actually be good. I'm not going to go and take every player under 20 years and just count as it. You got to actually play a part to your team. Now, here are the four honorable mentions of teams that almost made the list. So the first honorable mention is the Denver Nuggets. And before you guys all dislike the video or give a hate comment, Nikola Jokic is 26, so technically that doesn't count as their core. And then there's guys like Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. But in my opinion, I think that the 10 teams I put ahead of them are better. So it's just my opinion. And when I was making this video, there were 19 teams with a young core, in my opinion. So don't get mad if I don't put your favorite team in. Next up, we have the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks, like I said, Obi Toppin, he's a rookie for them, but he doesn't really get any playing time, so I don't think that really contributes to the core of the Knicks. They have Baird and Robinson and Emmanuel Quickley, but I still think that the other teams are better. Next up, we have Sacramento, the Sacramento Kings. So Sacramento, they have Fox, Halliburton, and Bagley, but Bagley, he gets injured a lot. There's never a year where he doesn't get injured. And Fox and Halliburton can't just carry this young core to my top 10. And finally, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavaliers I was really considering putting with Jared Allen, Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro, but I just ended up having some more teams that I decided to put in front of them. So without further ado, let's get to the rankings. Coming in at number 10, we have the Miami Heat. In this main core, they have Bam Adebayo, who's in the middle. Obviously, he's playing like an all-star. And then they got Tyler Hero, who's probably one of the most hyped up sophomore players. You know, he can shoot the lights out. He's just amazing. And then they have Precious Achiuwa. In my opinion, I think Precious Achiuwa is extremely underrated. He's actually playing good basketball this year. So that's why the Heat are top 10. Coming in at number 9, we have the Charlotte Hornets. Now, Charlotte Hornets, they just drafted the number 3 overall pick, who probably would have won Rookie of the Year if it wasn't for his injury. They have Melo Ball. He has so much potential. I feel like he can be really good in the future. Then they have a bunch of role players alongside him. So, like, they have PJ Washington, who's a power forward, can shoot the 3 ball, can slash. And then you have Miles Bridges, who's mainly a slasher. He has a nice young, he has a lot of potential. And then you have Malik Monk. Malik Monk, he can be that role player for the future of the young cores. So I can definitely see the Hornets having a starting lineup of LaMelo, Monk, Bridges, Washington, and then whatever center they can get in the future. So that's why I have the Charlotte Hornets at number 9. Moving on to number 8. Coming in at number 8 in this list, we have the Dallas Mavericks. Now, it's really crazy to think that the Mavericks are good now, and they're just going to be getting better. Obviously, they have their big duo, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. And I know you guys can be thinking, oh, wow, Charlotte has much more young players. You should put them ahead. But the same quality over quantity is that because Luka Doncic is playing like an MVP this year. Actually, last year he was. And he's just getting better. He's 21, Luka Doncic. They also have Josh Green out of Arizona. He's a rookie. I can see him in their core with not much shooting guards on the roster. I mean, Josh Richardson, but anyways. Kristaps Porzingis, he's just like 7'3", shoot the 3 ball. He's 23 years old. I think that this Dallas Mavericks team is going to be very deadly in the future. Coming in at number 7, we have the Memphis Grizzlies. So obviously the Memphis Grizzlies have Ja Morant. Ja Morant's been playing amazing this year. And then you have Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson's you can argue Valanciunas, but he's probably the second best player. He's injured. So when he comes back, Memphis is probably going to be really good. Then you have Dylan Brooks, just a young wing player in general that can shoot the 3 ball. And then you have Brandon Clark from Canada. And he'll probably be a 6th man. He probably won't start because Jaren Jackson Jr. plays power forward and Brandon Clark plays power forward. So Brandon Clark will probably be off the bench. But that's okay because he's still a good player. He's still going to be a solid 6th man in the future. Or he could start. You never know. All right, moving on to number 6. Coming in at number 6, we have the Phoenix Suns. Obviously, the Suns have Devin Booker, so Devin Booker's probably going to be one of the best scorers in the league. And honestly, I can see him averaging 32 to 35 points, being like a James Harden type player, minus the playmaking. Then you have DeAndre Ayton, who's just a monster big man. He can grab every rebound. He can just play the best defense. He can average 2-3 blocks a game. And then you have Mikal Bridges, who's going to be a solid wing player, defender. And yeah, Phoenix just missed the top 5. Maybe if they had one more young player like Jalen Smith. The Suns have Jalen Smith, and it kind of sucks because Jalen Smith, he was, I think, the 9th pick. I don't know, whatever picks the Suns had this year. He was that pick. And they haven't been playing him much, and he has a lot of potential. He could have been really good, but that's the Suns' choice, not mine. I couldn't put him in because they're not playing him yet. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So coming in at number 5, we're finally in the top 5. I don't know how long this video is, but I hope it's not long. So we have the Minnesota Timberwolves at number 5. Now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, you could be thinking, what? How do the Timberwolves have a good young core? They have Towns and Russell. And you could still be thinking, okay, well, that's not that good. But they've been injured, basically. They haven't had much time to play together. Like, when Russell wasn't injured, Towns was injured. And when Towns was healthy, Russell was injured. So they haven't had a good time to play together. They have chemistry because they were on the same high school team. So that duo can already probably make the top 10. But then you have Jarrett Culver and Josh Okogie, who will probably just end up being bench players, or one of them could start. I don't know. They're young with promising potential. Then they have Anthony Edwards, the number 1 overall pick. So Anthony Edwards, he's probably going to be that 3rd best player. And then you might be wondering who's this guy right here in the bottom right. That's Naz Reid. A lot of people don't know, but when Towns was injured, that guy was starting. And Naz Reid was balling out. He was playing amazing. So he'll probably start at power forward beside Towns, or just have him benched. Anyways, so we're moving on to number 4. So coming in number 4, we have the Atlanta Hawks. And I was going to put them higher, but the teams I put ahead of them are just on a different level. So they have Trae Young, who obviously he's their best player, averaging around 25 points a game this year. Then they have John Collins. John Collins kind of been disappointing this season, in my opinion. He will be a free agent. I don't know. He's young, so he's counts to their core. And then they have Onyeka Okongwu, right below John Collins. He's a rookie. He's been getting a little bit of playing time, not much. Right beside him is DeAndre Hunter and Kevin Huerter. DeAndre Hunter is just a all-around thing, and Kevin Huerter is a sharpshooter. And then they have Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is plays like DeAndre Hunter, and yeah, that's basically it. Now moving on to our top 3. So coming in at number 3, we have the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now the players that they have might not be good. Not all of them might be the best, but I'm gonna get to that. So let's take a look at their players. So obviously the Oklahoma City Thunder have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is their main piece. But the Thunder actually have a lot of other guys. I couldn't even fit all of them onto one screen. They also have Isaiah Roby, and they also have Ty Jerome. But these are their main pieces. So Shea, obviously, playing like an all-star, should have been an all-star. I think he got snubbed. Lou Dort, easily their second best player. He just dropped 42 points last night, the night as I'm recording this. He's playing amazing this year, Lou Dort. Breakout year for sure, and I only see him getting better. So right beside him, we have Darius Bazley. Darius Bazley's kind of just says now Al Horford hasn't been getting any minutes, so he's been starting for them. He's been playing great this year, Darius Bazley. And then right beside him, you have Pukazowski, and I don't know, Ashnus Pukazowski. Sorry if I got that wrong, but basically, he is just a scorer. This guy's going to come in and give you 20, whether he's starting, whether he's off the bench, whether he's playing with like a super team. He'll still find a way to score and give you a good amount of points. And then we have Theo Maledon. Theo Maledon's kind of just their point guard I think that they're going to use for the future. You never know. And then they have Moses Brown. Moses Brown, he was not very good last year. He was on Portland. He averaged 1 point a game. But this year, on Oklahoma, he's balling out. And you could be thinking, okay, so it's Shea, Lou Dort, and a bunch of decent guys. What makes them so ahead? The Oklahoma City Thunder in the next 5 or 6 years have 17 first-round picks and 34 picks overall. And knowing Sam Presti, he's going to make some more trades to get even more first-round picks. So this is the GM that drafted Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. This guy knows what he's doing. So this is why the Thunder have the number 3 core in the NBA. Number 2, this NBA team might have the greatest player of all time. This NBA player is Taco Tuesday. It is Taco Fall. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. Coming in at number 2, we have the Boston Celtics. Now, the Boston Celtics, obviously, they have their duo of Tatum and Brown, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They're both averaging 26 points a game this year, and I only see them getting better. And then they have Robert Williams, who's just a great defender in general. He can block, he can steal, he can perimeter defense, interior defense, whatever. He's going to defend you. He's probably going to start at center for them in the future. I think he is now. And then they have Peyton Pritchard, who's a rookie. He's a sharpshooter. He's playing really good. I think he's almost shooting 50, 40, 90. I'm not sure. But yeah. Now there's one team that has the brightest future of them all. That team is the number 1 team with the youngest core. This team is going to be so dominant in the next couple years. It is the Houston Rockets. Now, before you guys go like, oh, no, Houston. What do you mean Houston? Houston has arguably the best young player ever. Kevin Porter Jr. This guy is a beast. This guy, psych. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Did you guys fall for that? No? Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't fall for it? Oh, and well, I guess we're going to go to the real number 1. The real number 1 is the New Orleans Pelicans. The New Orleans Pelicans have the best young core in the NBA, in my opinion. The Pelicans, obviously, Zion and Ingram. That duo Zion is averaging like 28 points on 60% shooting, and he's like 20 years old. This guy's amazing. Then you have Brandon Ingram, who probably be second best to him. And yeah, not much to say about him. Lonzo Ball, great playmaker. Him and Zion, if they can stay together, they'll be throwing lobs to each other. They also have Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but I didn't get to put him in here. Just remember that. And then they have Jackson Hayes, who will probably be their starting center. And yeah, that's why the Pelicans are the number 1 in my opinion. So Hello everyone, this is me editing the video. This video took me 3 days to edit. I don't want to edit this for 3 days and it's going to get 10 views. So, if you see this, leave a like, subscribe, please. I worked so hard on this. So can you please, guys, come on. That never hurt anyone, come on. Anyways, be sure to subscribe. See you next time.